Hi, we're Team 3A, and tonight we're going to present about Tri-Abrasive Cycle. My name is Natalia Molinari, and I'll present about the team strategy. So we basically target three key segment, which was the recreation, mountain, and speed. We launched Instig brands like Lumina, Velocity X, and Mountain Vapor, basically to their different segments. We also priced our products higher to reflect the quality and support strong margins, as well as invested in early R&D, featuring like and launching upgrades with such as Velocity X 2.0. And last but not least, we also boosted the digital marketing spend to increase visibility and drive demand.
Hi, my name is Sam. Looking at our financial performance, we made significant progress across the 6 quarters, making over $2 million in revenue. Our gross profit was 1.17 million. And most importantly, we turned a profit in Q5 with a net income of $532,504 in Q6. However, our cumulative financial performance of 6.773 is below the industry average. To close this gap, we should optimize our expenses, eliminate excess capacity, and reinvest our profits into marketing. Next slide.
Hi, I'm Justinian. Thank you, Sam. I'll be talking about market performance. So in the early beginning, we decided to be a bit conservative and only opened one store in Amsterdam as it hit both of our priority markets, recreational and mountain. By Q4, our brand profitability had dropped in all three categories, with Lumina, our recreational, dropping from negative 4,000 to negative 26,000. We also received a poor product review in Mountain, which may have caused a missed target reach. By Q5 and Q6, we were able to see significant growth in gross profit, jumping from 150,000 to over 600,000. However, our overall market share dropped from 15% to 10%, and by Q6, our market share dropped from 10% to 6%, but our operating profit was positive for the second quarter in a row, leading to over $1 million in gross profit. Thank you.
On to our investment in the future. Our cumulative score for that was 4.188, which was very slightly below the average. In order to close that gap, it shows that we're not fully capitalizing on our opportunities for long-term growth. However, I do believe that we are aligning with our strategy proposed on the second slide. Moving forward, I would recommend we increase our investment allocation, prioritize innovation, and track our quarterly progress to ensure we stay competitive. Next slide.
All right, I'm Jacinia. I'll be talking about the human resource management. We wanted to start off really strong with our workers, as we know they're the backbone of our sales. So we decided to go above average for our compensation packages for both production workers and Salesforce. This led us to being top rated in Salesforce and top second rated in production workers. Because of this, we decided to not really make too many changes during the middle quarters, like, for example, Q4 and Q3. That caused us to still do really well, but we're trailing a little bit behind our competitors towards the end of it, because we wanted to make sure we were staying in that financial budget. So by Q5 and Q6, we decided to increase the salary, increase pension, and increase vacation time specifically for production workers, and hoping to increase productivity in our operation manufacturing. And then by Q6, no change was made, as we wanted to stay within our financial budget. And our satisfaction rating as well reached above 80% for the first time ever. Thank you.
All right. Hello, my name is Stacy Burst. I'm going to be going over the next 3 slides, starting with the financial risk overview. The first 2 quarters, we started off generating pretty low. We started off in the negative, even in Q3. We risked a lot. We continued to lose a little bit. But when we got to quarter four, this was our turning point. Revenue rebounded actually to $342,000. So that was really good. Store and sales costs, investment in R&D did improve. The net improved from negative 289. And then when you look at quarter six, this was actually our first and best financial strength quarter. This one, revenue was about 2 million, net jumped up to about 500K. So this was by far our turnaround and our best quarter yet. Next slide, please. So this is our manufacturing productivity overview. Pretty much in quarters 2 and 3, we did start off a little bit slower as well with this. We weren't really meeting as much demand as we needed to. We were losing out on a bunch of sales. I know in quarter 2, the Velocity X was our best bike. That was in our speed category that we produced. And then in quarter 3, our mountain bike was our best, but we still did not meet demand in that quarter as well, missing out on about 618 sales. Come quarter 4, we still didn't make too much significant improvement. This was still by far our biggest loss quarter, missing out on about 800 total lost sales. But then, as you see in quarter 5, we started turning it around. Our manufacturing productivity went up. We had 0 hours of overtime, but productivity still went up, and we really started to figure it out. And then quarter 6, we introduced 3 brand new bikes as well, having 6 total instead of the 3. Productivity skyrocketed, and this was our best quarter yet, missing out on 0 lost sales as a whole. Next slide, please. And now to the creation of wealth overview. Quarter 2 was really just a foundation building. Revenue only launched at 327K. Gross profit wasn't too significant, but in quarter 3, we continued to invest and we continued to grow. We were negative in net income, but come quarter 4, we started to see that reduce a little bit, increasing over 100K in that negative department. Come quarter 4, this is when we saw our turning point. This was really when revenue started to grow. We started to see our profit go up in the positive trajectory for a little bit. And then even in quarter 5, this is when profit really emerges. So this is when, we tripled what we originally did in revenue. We were at a $1.1 million major leap. And then even in quarter 6, this was our acceleration and biggest profitability quarter. We doubled revenue up to $2.3 million. Net income climbed to about 533K. And this was by far our biggest creation of wealth in this quarter. Next slide, please.
All right, thank you, Stacy. My name is Lauren. I'm going to be going over how our team performed in marketing effectiveness and asset management, both of which had direct impacts on our ability to generate demand and efficiency using resources. Our marketing effectiveness started off pretty low. Early on, we invested heavily in product development, which meant our ad strategy wasn't prioritized, causing weak initial alignment with key customer segments like recreation and speed. We started to make small improvements by increasing our ad budget, redesigning copy, and raising our score 19% from quarter 2. However, we still didn't really receive any brand recommendations, meaning we were spending more and not capturing demand. Quarters 4 through 6, while we were closer to the average, we kept missing the mark for specific segments. And these reoccurring misfires limited our brand impact, which later affected both market performance and our ability to effectively deploy resources. Something I'll cover next, moving on to asset management. This is where these demand side issues became operational challenges. We had idle capacity due to conservative production quarter 1 through 2. And we saw a small recovery in quarter 3, but it was short-lived because of stockouts. And just again, couldn't accurately forecast demand. It kind of just shows that even though our internal operations were strong, we were building well, our marketing wasn't driving the right demand, and these disconnects prevented us from improving overall performance. And kind of summing those up, even though we would make significant improvements in some areas, the lack of alignment between brand messaging, customer preferences, and demand forecasting kept us from turning these improvements into competitive wins. So now I'll hand it off to the next slide. Thank you.
Just talking a little bit about the performance summary. So our team ended up on the last place with a cumulative performance score of 0.175. So basically, overall, we show a weakness in marketing performance and asset management. Though we're performing well in manufacturing productivity and our age management. And moving forward for quarter 7, some of the things we should focus on would be like to reassessing product market fit, boosting brand visibility, and adopting more competitive pricing. Our overall goal was to build on existing strength while addressing the most critical gaps on the marketing strategy and asset management. Thank you. This is our scorecard graphic.